success mean to you?
Being able to do what I want to do and be able to provide for my family with that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like providing for my family is my number one responsibility and obligation, and I take that very serious. And to be able to do that, and I don't have to, just do a job that I really don't want to do to make those ends meet, that I can, my own talent, I can go out and entertain people and actually get a check for that because my skill set is on a higher level than the average. Like, that's successful to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a kid that came from Cumberland Courts. You know what I'm saying? Right behind A&T. Like, parents broke up when I was a freshman in high school. You know what I mean? Like, was a felon at 16. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, and for me to be here, two great kids, honor roll student. My son, he cries when he brings a B home. Like, all A's. Like, my daughter is a gymnast. My son is a basketball
So he
player.
ain't got your
scholar.
personality. He ain't bad in school.
He is though, like, but he is. But see, the thing is, he has a dad there who understands why he's acting the way he's acting. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just had a situation where the teacher called him and was saying that he's playing too much in class and being too talkative, and mom wanted me to go up to school and straight embarrass him and whoop him in front of his peers and da-da-da.
Yeah.
And I'm telling him, like, he's at an age now, he's 13, right? Wow. He's 13 in 8th grade. So he wants to impress his homies. He wants to impress the chicks.
You already know.
He's not a bad dude
Right.
by any means. Like, anybody will tell you Isaiah's the sweetest, most compassionate dude ever, but he's at that age where he wants to impress people. So, like, what I have to let him know, and he also wants to live up to the expectations of his parents, right? So, and that's difficult when you're 13 trying to budget all of that. So he's in therapy to deal with stuff like that, and he and every now and then, like, I was talking to him the other day, and I was like, I know you're not tripping. I just need you to understand it's time to reel you back in. It's like twice a school year. I just have to reel you back in, let you know you're getting a little too out of pocket. And he was like, you're right, Dad. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we just keep that open communication. He's a great dude, man.
Does he see your success like, oh, Dad's on WildNOut?
Yeah, like, but it's different. Like, I used to do stuff. I used to do stuff to give them like little shout outs and stuff. Like, I was on what is the silly show?
Was it Catfish?
Yes, I was on Catfish, and there was it was this spot on Trolls where they say slappy slappy, make daddy happy, or something like that. And my daughter, that was like one of her favorite parts. So when I was on Catfish, I was like, and they're gonna go home, and you know what's gonna happen when they go home. Little slappy slappy, make daddy happy. So when she saw me do that on TV, she went crazy laughing. Like, so it's just little stuff like that they really get a kick out of and they enjoy. But he understands my success, but what I try to do is not let my success overshadow him. Like, nope, I don't allow people to call him, like, even as when he was younger. So now if somebody says it, he'll correct him and like, no, I'm Isaiah. You know, he's his own man. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm very serious about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my success. Like, I got the scars for this success. You don't get to reap those benefits. Like, you have to make your own success.
So does he have a social media?
Yeah, he does.
And do you tag him in your like photos? Or whatever?
Absolutely.
So he does get them followers or whatever.
Yeah, he gets that, but it's all. I do it in a way where it's because he has personality. Like, he's a funny dude. Like, him and my daughter. Like, my daughter, she has her own little YouTube channel. Like, she likes making
That's
videos.
What the kids
do.
Yeah,
She hit me. I have to do a challenge with her this weekend. She hit me up. She's like, Daddy, I want to do a challenge. And I'm like, all right, baby, what challenge we doing? Whatever I draw, you got to buy. And I'm like,
oh, I heard of that. I heard of that.
Whoa, no.
Usually they do that with couples, so she's doing it with you.
And,
she knows you have the money.
My wife in the background talking about, Mommy want to play? Nah, that ain't happening. That's not going down. But we do have a challenge that we're doing this weekend. She gets 90 seconds in Target, and she can run around and get whatever she wants up to $100. And we're going to film that. Like, so, of course, Zay wants to play, too, so we're going to have both of them. Like, I just do stuff like that. See, you sound like Mom. She thought, so I'm $250 at Home Goods. No, we're not doing that with you, Mom. But, yeah, I tag him, and he does get the benefit, of course. Like, when WildNOut came here, I brought him on stage with me at the Greensboro Coliseum, but he aspires to do certain things like that. Like, when he was in 5th grade, he did a stand-up routine at their talent show at the school and stuff like that. So I try to nurture that stuff as much as possible. Like, if he wants to do that, like, that's fine. If he doesn't want to be an entertainer, he doesn't have to. Like, personally, I think he's going to be an engineer. Like, he likes to make stuff. Like, he really likes to make stuff a lot. But he's a very, very, very talented kid, man. So I just try to nurture everything.
So how do you separate Brian from B-Dot? Like, because I know, a lot of people know you here, and sometimes you just might just be with your son and we just want to just enjoy some Chick-fil-A or whatever, and just separating it the two.
Sadly, I don't get that option, and my children know that, and my wife know that. I am property of the people, and they understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and we love you for it.
And I appreciate that. Like, I have no problems with that, and luckily I have a wife that has no problems with that, and my kids have been trained to understand that. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of times, and sometimes I want Carla to be like, all right, so when I'm out and I'm with the wife and I'm with the kids and somebody comes up to me, they're gonna get my undivided attention. Like, oh man, I listen to you, and I do that because, this may be the only time this person ever meets me ever in life, and I would hate for that interaction to be cut short because I'm selfishly. If I'm not having a good day, then I just stay in the house or just try to stay away. Like, I don't want to be out with an attitude and somebody comes speaking like, "What's up?" You know what I'm saying? That he was treating me, because that word of mouth goes so much further than you. You know what I mean? And I need every interaction with me to be as positive as I can make it. You know what I mean? So from that perspective, my family, they understand that. And, we'll be in the mall, and I've told my wife, we're on a system, like, if I'm talking to somebody, like, hear me, if she walks on, her cue is to walk on. Like, you just keep walking. And that way I can say, my wife leave, I got to get out of here. But I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's sort of our little
beautiful
gauge.
System.
We got a super system. Like, so,
beautiful.
But they don't have a problem with that, though. Like, my wife doesn't. My kids don't. And, people are respectful. A lot of times people will come out and they'll say, I see you with your kids, man, but I just want to let you know I'm a big fan. Can we take a picture? And I really, really take a lot of time out when dudes do that, because I'm not the picture guy. It's a lot of it is ego, but a lot of it is just that I've always trained myself into thinking that I don't need to take a picture with you, because if I'm a fan of yours, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be in your environment in some point. Like, that's just how I've always carried myself. So I don't really have pictures with people. And then plus, like, just on a ego level, like, I don't want to ask you to take excuse me, can we take a picture? I just feel uncomfortable doing that myself.
So you never got starstruck?
Yeah, but even still, I won't ask for a picture.
Really?
Yeah, there are very few pictures that I've asked for. Like, I saw Juvenile on set for WildNOut, and I asked him for a picture. And a lot of that was because my wife is a huge Juvenile fan, and I was telling him that, and we just flicked it up for that. But, like, it's just difficult for me to do that. Right. It really is. But so for when dudes ask me for pictures, I know how awkward sometimes it might make them feel. You feel me? So I try to be like, what's up, my dude? What's your name? You know what I'm saying? Like, and just break that ice so that they can feel comfortable taking this picture and don't. Because it's times where, like, a couple will come up to me and the man will say, she want to take a picture with you.
And then he jump in there.
But no. He'll take the picture, and then his lady will say, are you going to get one, baby? He'll be like, oh, no. And she'll be like, don't act like that. You know
That's
that.
me.
You know what I'm saying? And he'll be like, and so at that point, I'll be like, man, come on. Oh, so what's up, dude? You ain't trying to get no picture with me? He'll be like, I mean, we can get a picture, And then he'll take the picture, and then he'll say, yeah, I do listen to you all the time, and I'm a big fan. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. Like, I appreciate that, my dude. I really do.
All right. And moving forward in your radio career, from being the guy that was, just the intern, rather, to now hosting the biggest radio show, I'm going to say in North Carolina, man. Like, man, anywhere you go in North Carolina, man, 102 Gems. In my opinion, 102 Gems is the biggest radio station in North Carolina.
I'd agree with that.
I agree with that.
I mean, I'm biased, but.
And you got the biggest radio show in North Carolina because a lot of people were syndicated. So we get the Ricky Smileys, whatever. Y'all like
local, baby, home base.
Home base. So my question is, how, from being, like I said, the intern to now moving into the 3 Live crew and and you being the front runner of a major morning show, how did that make you feel? And was you ready for the pressure?
Yeah, I was ready. I didn't know if I was ready, but I felt like I was ready. I was appreciative because at that time, Kyle and I were on the morning show, and they had let Tosh go. Tasha McKeel was on for a second. They had let her go. And it was just awkward energy between me and Kyle. Like, we had been together for so long. I don't really know exactly what it was, but it was just awkward energy. You know what I'm saying? And since then, we've had time to talk and grow past that, which was super, super great. But he and I were on the air, and when we got off the air, they brought him in the office and they let him go. And and that's how radio does. Radio doesn't give you a chance to say goodbye. You're on the radio, and after your shift, you get canned. That's how it goes. You don't get they don't give you a heads up before you go on the air because they don't want you to say anything. if your contract is up, they can cut your contract and just give you a severance pay.
Really?
Like anybody can do that. It's a right to work state. Like in North Carolina, you can get fired for anything. Like it's a right to work. Like they can come in and say, you know what, I don't like you wearing a hustle gang sweatshirt. You're fired. Seriously.
Even if it's biased, like you black, you fired.
I mean, you can go and try to take it to court and all of that, but they have the right.
That's what radio been doing for years. Like,
right to work state is North Carolina. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
That's a fact.
So I thought you couldn't do that. Like if I'm black, you can't fire me because I'm black.
No, trust. Now, nobody's gonna come in and say you're black, you're fired because they know that's gonna be a lawsuit.
But I know that within me.
Yes, but if you can't prove that, if they say, yeah, but you've been wearing that jean jacket to work too much, and we told you it's casual, but we need you like you're fired. Dress code, whatever.
That's bull.
I mean,
North Carolina, man.
But with that being said, it was very strange energy during those times, and when they brought me in the office and they were like, Daht, I want to let you know that we just let Kyle go. And as they're saying this, I'm looking out the window and Kyle is driving off.
He
so
knew
like,
that.
it's not like I got a chance to say goodbye. It's not like a chance I got.
You know what? And not to cut you off. Crazy enough, as a fan listening, I could hear the awkward energy.
Yeah.
You know what? Crazy.
Do.
I because I was a fan. Like y'all was in my day to day, going to work every day, and I could it's like, man, this seems a little awkward. But I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. And see, that's the strength of radio. That's why the 3 Live is so strong. That's why
so strong.
the WildNOut, when it was me, Kyle, Africa, and Cap, or me, Kyle, and Tosh, that's why that was strong, because we were legit all friends.
Yeah.
And me and Kyle are still friends, but it was just a different dynamic at that time that
It felt like work.
It felt like work. Mm-hmm. It felt like work. And so for them because at that point they could have let either one of us go. They could have let me go, or they could have let Kyle go.
And that's what he
Kyle
knew.
was the veteran.
Yes.
That's what he knew.
He's the vet.
And that's probably what the problem was.
And see, for them to let him go, like, that's why I was, that's why as in I was thankful. I was appreciative that, like, they had enough faith in me that I could carry that baton. And they knew that I respected the brand. Like, I respect 102 Jams. I'm from here. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when the jam machine broke for, like, 2 days, and it was just, jam. See, that was before you moved here. So,
and shout out to Kyle doing great things in morning radio in Chicago.
Hey, it's All-Star this year in Chicago. He got like so many parties. He's the king of mornings in Chicago. Like he needed that though.
Right.
Like Kyle has always been a city guy.
Right.
He's a city dude.
He was already from like New York.
He was from Philly.
From Philly,
He's from Philly. Yeah. So he always wanted that city. So him in Chicago where he got to catch the subway and stuff like he's really legit. So cliche as it sounds, living his best life right now. And like he had to get removed from this situation. Sometimes you need that. That's what I was about to say. Like sometimes you think it's a downgrade, but really they have to cut that so that you can elevate yourself. You know what I'm saying?
And how did you go about? Was you part of the picking of Osama bin Drinking and Roxy?
Yeah. They asked the day that they let Kyle go. He asked me who would I want to have in there until they found a new morning show. And I said, definitely Drink, because Drink had been coming up anyways on Fridays and being silly, doing all types of stunts, and he would just do all types of ridiculous stuff. So I was like, I definitely want, and we were doing FFCS, so it was only right. I trusted him. And I tried to figure out a way to incorporate Bean and Brand too. Like Bean would be doing the Love Doctor segments, and Brand would do the Fat Trainer. Stuff like where he was a trainer, but he was giving you bad advice. Like, so I was trying to keep everybody as incorporated as possible, and but I needed a female. And at first I'm just a firm believer that if you look good, you sound good. So I wanted my female co-host to be attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like I just felt like that.
Roxy is beautiful.
Tasha was beautiful. Africa is beautiful.
As well.
Like, so I just felt like that. And I was first trying females who had radio aspirations that were attractive. And they were all just sounding like
why when they ain't gonna see them in the first place?
It's just
all they gonna do is hear their voice.
For male ego in the room, I have to see you every single morning. Every single morning I have to see you. I would like for you to be attractive. That was my gauge. I'm sorry.
But you got a woman, so who cares?
I still have to come to work every single day.
Right.
But we have one of those days where we got our bonnet on, we like, hey.
And that's fine. But if you're attractive, you can throw your bonnet. Like you're an attractive chick. So if you got your bonnet on, that's fine. But if you're unattractive and you got your bonnet on, I don't need you beside me, Miss Man. I don't need you beside. And you do nothing for pictures. So we got to take a bunch of pictures and promo. That's true. Like it was a certain look that I just felt like I needed. I needed the dudes I knew that they would rock with us, but I needed the dudes to really want the lady. You know what I'm saying? Like I just needed that. Or at least I felt like I did. So again, like it really came to bite me because I was trying to find just attractive chicks with not real substance, and they were sounding like crap on the air.
That's what I was about to say.
They were sounding like crap, and it really was a situation. And I tried females in the station, and this was my gauge every time. I would tell a female, like, say you were auditioning, right? Okay. It's me and Drankins, and you're coming on in the mornings, right? I would tell you before we go on the air, listen, all I want you to do is be you. Stand on your own 2 feet. Whatever you think. If I come up and I say, what's your favorite color? And you say red. And I say, why red? And you say, red is the color of love, is the color of blood, which keeps us going. Like, red is the best color ever. Right. And I'm like, red is a stupid color.
Why?
Blue is the best color. Blue is life, it's the earth, it's the water, and then you say, I need you to stay on red. Back. No, I need you to stay on red.
Oh.
And let me know why red is still your color.
A conversation.
And you would say, okay, I can do that. We would get on the air. I would say, what's your favorite color? Red? Oh, that's stupid. Mine is blue. And you would say, yeah, you might be right. Blue is a better color.
That's not entertaining.
And see, what happens is, like, when I say that to people, everybody always says, what? No way, I would have stuck on red. But when you're in a situation when you're auditioning, you don't want to rock the boat. You feel like if you go against what everybody else is saying, then they're not going to like you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you have that pressure on yourself. You want them to like you while you're in this audition. So if I'm being so combative with, no, red is it, you thinking I'm not going to like that. When in reality, I need that because that's what makes radio. It sucks if we all in there on the same page. All of us saying, yeah, man, red is the best color. But if we all got different perspectives, that's what makes you listen and be like, oh, no, I'm with them. So I went through a bunch of females, and they would all do that. They would all change their color, for lack of a better explanation. And I didn't know what else to do. And mind you, my boss is looking for another morning show, seeing who's going to replace us, etc.
Wow.
And
you say looking for somebody going to replace y'all?
Yeah, because we're right now in limbo. Like there's an opening up on the website. We're looking for a morning show on 102 Jams because there is no morning show. Like I'm just filling in, me and Drank and whoever we happen to bring in. So he asked me one day, have you ever thought about bringing in Roxy? And I'm like, Roxy? I was like, that work on nights with Waleed? And he was like, yeah. I was like, not really. I mean, I'll see if she's available. You know what I'm saying? He was like, all right, yeah, see if Roxy's available. That's all we got left. I was like, all right. So I hit her. I was like, Roxy, you got to work tomorrow? She was like, yeah. I was like, well, I would love for you to come in and sit with us on the morning show. She was like, all right, I'll see if I can get off. She could get off. She came in the next morning, gave her the same spiel. Stick to your color. Red is your color. Boom, boom. We get on the air. What's your favorite color, Roxy? Red. Mine is blue. Red is stupid. She was like, okay, well, that's what you think. I like red. And me and Drake immediately looked at each other like,
that's it.
Oh.
That's it.
And from there, like, she just always stood on her own. She stayed 10 toes down. Like, whatever she was on. And I respected that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I had appreciated that. And, like, she was just a strong female voice. And from there, like, we all went to lunch one day. And she was working another job. And she was having to take off every day and not get to work till 11 o'clock. She's supposed to be at work at 8 o'clock. She worked for Blue Cross Blue Shield. She supposed to be at work at 8 o'clock. She wasn't getting there till like 10:30, 11 because she was auditioning for radio. Mm-hmm. And they was on some joint like, you need to make a decision. Either you're going to work for us or you're going to quit, and boom. So she quit her job and gambled on us. And we went out to lunch and we was like, yo, I'll be damned they let somebody come here and take this morning show from us. We're way too good. We're way too good. Like, there's no way we're going to let somebody take this morning show. We're going to be the tightest show that he has heard, period. And we was like, bet. And we went so hard, 3 Live Crew. We went so hard. Like, we went and got pictures, logos. We was plastering everything. We hadn't had a contract. No, we were still just filling in.
Almost, y'all did it out the truck almost.
Legit, guerrilla warfare. Like we went and deboed. We went and took that spot. And I remember he brought us in the room. He was like, listen, I don't even think there's anybody we could bring in that could dang match what y'all are doing right now. We want to give y'all a contract, 3 Live Crew, boom. And we was like, heck yeah, we signed a 3-year, and now we're going on year 6.
Man, that's amazing, man. And so many other changes in the radio station. I mean, Wile E. Coyote was such a huge factor in the city. Like, how was it like in what's the African guy name?
Tap Money.
Tap Money. Like, how was it feel? Because it seemed like the whole radio station made like a flip, like a whole
That's
change.
Crazy y'all can feel that because that was always, that's what we say behind the scenes. Like right now, because like for when I first got on was WildNOut. Then we went through the change with Tasha Makia, and Delight was in afternoon or in middays, and then they moved to Tosh to afternoons, and it was just so many different changes. Right. Like right now, this is our shift. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we always say, like, I refuse to let 102 Jam suck on our watch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as 3 Live Crew is at the helm, like, we refuse to let it flop. You know what I mean? Like, so from that perspective, it was tough when we lost Tap. Tap is, you talk about local legends in there, like Tap Money is Big Dog. You talk about local legends, Waleed Coyote, like the stuff that he's done in the city as far as artists and car shows and just street and just clubs, like it's unmatched. So for us to lose those two and still have to keep the station afloat with things like the car show and Lit Fest and stuff like that, like I feel like we've done a good job in continuing to move the brand of 102 Jams forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, because those were two devastating blows for us.
Absolutely.
Do you feel like radio plays a big part of music to this day?
Yeah, I really do because you know, like
That's
artists.
A good question, because a lot of people think radio's dying.
Yeah. Which I kind of think so.
A lot of people think that, but the reality is, radio has so many different pluses that the average person just doesn't really understand. Like, we still are the pulse of the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you need to know what's going on in the city, you turn on the radio. Yes, you can absolutely do that. But as far as a station presence, we have that. Like, we're in the city. Like, we're still knowing what's going on. Advertising wise, you know what I'm saying?
I get that.
Advertising wise is huge. Like, nobody is even looking at television anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has streaming services.
Yeah,
so to look at it, like, I don't have cable or DirecTV. I watch everything on Fire Stick. You feel me? So, like, from that perspective, I don't remember the last time I really saw a commercial. You know what I'm saying? So, like, buying advertising dollars on a television station doesn't hold the same weight as a radio station. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's things like that. Not to mention, radio has really transitioned to a whole digital format as well. Like, we have apps where you can listen to the station. You know what I mean? Like, the same way you have podcasts. Like, 3 Live Crew, we have the 3 Live Rewind on SoundCloud where you can go listen to the show and podcast.
Do you feel like podcasts and radio is the same?
No, I feel like they provide entertainment to two different audiences. I feel like podcasts is more for conversations and topics and things of that nature, and you just find which conversations and which topics you want to dial into. Whereas radio, you go to for your musical selection of music you like. Like a lot of times, like people say, "Oh, you hear the same songs over and over." Well, radio caters to that person that wants to turn on the radio and instantly hear a song that they have familiarity with. And that's what they cater to. And in between those songs, we can give a variety of topics. You see what I'm saying? Like, so they're not one and the same. And like when you think of just things in the city, like when there's a tornado that comes through, like who's out collecting non-perishable food items? Is it Pandora? Is it Spotify? Is it the TV stations? 9 times out of 10, it's your local radio station. It's your homegrown radio station.
And one thing about y'all, 102 Jams is really in the community.
Absolutely.
Like they're in the community. Like I've been to events. Like they're there.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll do the events where pull up at the local whatever, but y'all really in the streets. I can see you at Fitness Connection, or I can see you at the club. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
but that's because we're from here though. Like we're in the streets because we want to make sure that a lot of times, like even when I was a kid, I remember 102 Jams being at the school and doing stuff like that. So we want to continue to carry on those things. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember growing up and them doing the Stuff the Bus and all of those kinds of things. I remember the birthday bashes. And you said, yes, that dude would stay on the bus legit a week while you collected items. You know what I mean? Like, and that's very important. Like people remember stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, and they remember that forever. You know, like so. It's those type of impressionable moments that radio can do that podcast can't do, and Pandora can't do, and Spotify and Apple Music they just can't do. Now, if you want to go for this song that you want to hear right now, yes, like we can't compete with that. You know what I'm saying? So what we have to do is try to be stronger on other fronts to continue to get that listening.
And one thing about y'all, which I love, is y'all play like sometimes I listen to 102 Jams that almost feel like a mixtape, like, because the way we consume music now, I'll be 35 next month, and so I'm not up on all the young latest people. So sometimes I cut it on, I'm like, oh, I ain't never heard that before. Oh, I ain't never heard that before.
Yeah.
And it seems like y'all format is different from like when I listen, cause I live in Raleigh, like K975.
Yeah,
like
Brian Dawson and them.
Yeah, like it seems like y'all breaking records, breaking new songs almost. And y'all will play local songs as well. Local people.
Could you repeat that?
Y'all will play local people. Shout out to
but
Rico.
Do they wait until the last minute where everybody's asleep to play?
No. Rico, shout out to Rico Barrino, Ricky Ruckers.
Yeah.
That's dope.
What's the other guy, R&B guy that sings?
Luke Nasty.
Luke Nasty.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Like, but first of all, local artists will say we don't play their music at all.
That's
Really?
nuts.
Oh yeah, they'll be on
nuts.
Facebook
Oh,
talking trash about us. But the reality is, we don't play crappy music.
Right.
You see what I'm saying to you? And like the reality, everybody thinks they can rap. Everybody thinks they're nice just because they can afford some studio time or a microphone and record. But the reality is your talent level is not there. And the reality is also local artists need to understand that your competition is not other local artists. Your competition is 2 Chainz, Jay-Z, anybody that's mainstream playing records, because the radio station is different in the idea that it's not there necessarily to break records. The radio station is there to leech off of whoever is hot. Because if you're hot, we're going to play your record because people want to hear your record, and then people will listen to the radio station. It's not, hey, we want to make sure that you become a star, so we're going to play your record 60 times and hope people like it. No.
We're going to turn that shit on.
Who would do that? If you had a radio station, would you play a bunch of music that you hope? That's like when I'm in the club and a local artist come and be like, play this. Has the DJ heard that yet? Nah, but I'm telling you it's hot. Why would we not play Future and Drake to play your record because we hope that it works? Like, that makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
And when we drop your record and don't play Future and Drake and the dance floor get empty, then all you're going to do is sit there and look at us like, oh, they hating. Damn, this shit bump. They hating. No, that's not the reality. I tell all local rappers, man, listen, if you think your music is hot, go ask 10 people that you don't know, have they ever heard of you?
Big facts.
That's the reality.
Because
facts. The radio, people think that they put their music on the radio and it makes them hot. That's not how it works. You become hot and the radio will play your music. That's legit how it works. Like, I got to be on radio because I was already King Kong at Winston-Salem State. They knew me. The boss knew me. They had heard of me. My name had already been mentioned in the station a couple of times. If I'm on the radio and I'm down and they're like, yo, what's up? Why you ain't playing this new such and such? And I'm like, oh, I ain't never even heard of it. Click. And a few minutes later, somebody, yo, why y'all ain't playing this new such and such? Now I'm like, what is this new such and And that has happened. Like, I remember them talking about the song Lotto by Tia Corinne. That's exactly how that happened. Like, people was calling me up and tagging me like, why y'all ain't playing this? Why y'all ain't playing this? And I was like, Vegas, who is Tia Corinne? And he was like, I don't know. I was like, she got some song Lotto or something. I don't give a fuck. I beat a bitch up, ass up like Lotto. Bitch, try your like, and when I heard, I'm like, yo, this is dope. Vegas, check this out. And we played it because it was a dope record. And people vouch for it, like, and that's how it works. That's how everything works, man. Social media, all of that. Like, I can't just shout you out and people are gonna follow you. That's not how it works. People follow who they want to follow, whether it's for news, entertainment. You think she's or he's attractive, whatever your reason is. But you don't follow anybody because somebody said follow them.
Do you feel like numbers matter
on followers?
Yeah.
Yeah, folks are cutting checks off followers.
Absolutely.
Like it's folks getting positions that talented people can't get because they got followers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, followers matter.